feeling 200 miles an hour, there's nothing that you can really compare it to, whether it's the temperatures of over 150 degrees or the G-forces that your body's fighting for 2-3 hours at a time. You're on the verge of out of control, but yet you're racing door to door with other guys, so it's a pretty amazing experience. It's always trying to find that balance and trying to find that edge, and as a driver, you're going to push it right to that edge.
When Ryan first started racing at 4, it terrified me to see my little 4-year-old out there learning to use the gas and the brake, and there's so much involved with just driving.
Good boy, Ryan, go for it.
My 4-year-old child is out there doing that, and not only doing that, but winning.
The racetrack is where I wanted to be. You know, I like to do other things, but racing was always where my heart was. It was always my passion. You know, I just remember as a kid, that's all I wanted to do, and was go out there and drive race cars and win.
When Ryan turned about 14, he moved into a series called the Legends Car Series. And we go out to Irwindale Speedway. It was his second race. First race he had wrecked. Second race he comes out, he qualifies top 5, and you're racing against veterans, and Ryan wins. It was unheard of. It just didn't happen. And that was the day I knew there was a little something special there.
I was 17 and racing out on the West Coast and started to have a lot of success and really coming to my own. I thought I was on top of the world and nothing could hold me back.
He was dominating a race at Las Vegas, was going to become the youngest winner. It was a big paying race, and got involved in a weird accident with like 3 or 4 or 5 laps to go, and he basically drove right in the back of another car, which he just doesn't make that mistake.
And then I just remember the next morning I woke up and I was incredibly thirsty, and I remember feeling that way for a couple months after that. Late in 2010, I was going to have the opportunity to go drive for Kyle Busch in his super late model, and it was a dream come true for me, you know, and I was getting ready to move back to North Carolina at 17 years old, and I just remember kind of thinking, you know what, the thirst, the weight loss, you know, I just tried to put that out of my mind, you know, because I wanted so badly for all this to happen.
He's driving back to North Carolina, and he's calling us along the way with these health concerns. He's back there for about 10 days. He lands, I think, in Burbank, and I knew right away. I mean, he was like a skeleton to me. My heart sank, and I couldn't get on the phone. I didn't even wait for him to give me a hug, and I was calling the doctor to get him in, and we got him in, I think, the very next day.
The doctor asked me my symptoms, and she said, okay, we're going to check your blood sugar. And it was over 300, I believe, and they said, oh, there's no doubt you have diabetes. And so I remember my first comment was, okay, well, I got a race here next week, so, you know, whatever we got to do, you know, throw a Band-Aid on it, whatever, you know, and so let's move on from this. And then I remember the doctor saying, no, Ryan, you're never going to race again.